as someone that grew up here, outdoor recreation is really a sustainable model for how we can grow this economy. And I think that rafting fits perfectly into that. You know, I just think it makes a lot of sense to have one of the whitewater operations being owned and run by a family that's lived here for generations and really invested in the area. I was really encouraged when I came out with Berkshire East to hear John always reiterate that he felt that a rising tide floated all boats. We have good relationships with all the other companies in the area. They're all friends of mine, and the more we can just work together to make Charlemont a place that's really on the map for people for outdoor recreation and getting away for the weekend, the better. For us personally, it's a great addition to all the activities that we have to offer, and we also think it's a good addition to the area because we're here year-round, we're invested in it, and so it's been a really easy transition between Moxie and then moving over to Berkshire Whitewater, and it's been a great addition for us. Easy transition. There's a huge holding reservoir right above the Fife Brook Dam, and so they'll take that water up and they'll hold it until energy prices are high, and they can dump that back down. And then once they were able to schedule those releases, you could plan, know when you would have enough water to run. It really just opened up this huge opportunity for recreation users to be out on the river and be able to plan for that and utilize it. But one of the really great things about the Deerfield River is that there are different sections with different amount of difficulty on each one. So this is a really good river for families. We also do really well with camp groups and Boy Scout groups that can come up here, because our main release is on the Fife Brook section, which is a wonderful 14-mile stretch of class 2-3 whitewater. Great for people that haven't done it before. It's a full-day trip, really fun. We also have a float trip that's on the lower section with class 1 and 2. That's wonderful for families with younger kids as young as 5 years old, or people that are just looking to have more of a scenic trip. And for those that are looking for more of the high adventure, high adrenaline, we have what's known as the Monroe Bridge section, or it's also referred to as the Dryway. And that's a great technical stretch of river that's class 3-4, super exciting. It has a lot of surfing involved. So that's something that's for, you know, more adults or people that are 15 and above. Really a really top-notch high adventure activity. So the great thing about the Deerfield is these different trips allow you to kind of cater to people's needs and what they're looking for. But there's definitely a strong focus on families and camp groups with the lower section. Well, we've inherited a lot of equipment from Moxie, but we've also wanted to invest in some new equipment. So we've just bought 10 brand new NRS 13-foot rafts that are designed for, they were actually originally designed for this river. We have 10 of those coming in. We're buying a whole bunch of new life jackets, new wetsuits, paddles. So we'll be really ready to roll with the, you know, state-of-the-art equipment in all aspects of our operation. So all of our raft guides obviously will have first aid and CPR. In addition to that, all guides go through an extensive training course that to learn how to navigate the raft, learn how to do all the necessary rescues on the river, learn how to interact with clients and good customer service. In addition to that, we look for guides that have their wilderness first responder or EMT or other type of medical certs. So all of our head guides, each trip will have somebody on the trip that has either an EMT or their woofer, in addition to guides that just have the first aid and CPR. And some guides have also gone through what's known as a swiftwater rescue course, and that's a course specifically designed just to do whitewater rescues. For the Fife Brook section, we have a minimum age of 8, and for the Monroe Bridge section, we have a minimum age of 15. And then for both the West River and for the Millers River, which are other rivers nearby that we raft, although less frequently, those have minimum ages of 12. We go through about a 20-minute safety lecture before we even get in the water at all. Once we get up to the river, we have really one short section to practice on before we hit our first rapid right below the dam. So as soon as each group is with their guide on the river, we'll utilize all of our paddling commands and practice going forward, going back, turning the boat, because the crew really is the motor and the guide is the steering wheel, but the guide can't do it by themselves. We need the crew, especially on a section, on the upper section where it's technical. We need everybody to be working in unison at the same time to maneuver that boat successfully down through all the rapids and through all those rocks. On the Fife Brook section, we actually have a picnic lunch. We'll pull over right in the middle of the trip after Zor Gap. Right there's a wonderful picnic area right along the river there, and then we'll continue our trip. And then for Monroe Bridge, we actually do a barbecue cookout at the end of the day back at Berkshire East Ski Area. We have a wonderful slideshow showing the photos of our trip through Zor Gap and other areas on the river, and then they can shower up, they're good to go. There's a real process and therapy that people go through when they do something for the first time. They're a little, you can see them, they're a little apprehensive to begin with, they're a little bit nervous, and they're not sure what it's going to be like to move out of that comfort zone. Often you'll get a crew of paddlers that are strangers and don't know each other. All it takes is a few hours and now they're best friends. Having guided for a number of years, you're always surprised by the letters that you might get after a trip and learn how important it was for somebody. And that's an exciting thing to be part of.